Davey, defeat here at Spartans late on puts us out the cup. How do you feel after that?
Angry. I feel sorry for the players a little bit, I must be honest. I don't think we deserve to be sitting here out the cup, but dominated the ball, had the better entries, they defended their box, so we give away. I thought in the final third got to look after the ball. There should be more crosses into the box at times. Can they try to pass their way into goal, and it's not what we work on in training. But anyway, I thought we'd done enough. We should be sitting here talking about a 0-0 draw and a clean sheet. So Liam gives the ball away, a really sloppy pass in the final third, an easy pass. Gives the ball away, then that transitions into our half, and there's a central free kick. And we'll obviously speak about the players with that, but not one single player's in the position that they should be in for the free kick, and we get done at the back door. Not's managed to get a clearance on it, so we get done at the back door, but not one player's in the zone they should be in terms of our zonal setup. They get the first contact, we win the second contact, goes out to the edge of the box. They then win the first and second contact from the edge of the box. I think Liam again's got to do better there, if I'm honest. And then the boy shoots, gets a wee bit lucky, it falls into one of their players who's offside. You can clearly see he's offside, and he flicks it, and then they score. Trundles, I think it goes through Gowser's feet, but really that's it. I feel a wee bit sorry for the player. I'm not going to sit here and say do we deserve to be at the cup? Do I believe that? No, but if you're not defending, you're not doing your jobs correctly, you're going to lose games of football, and ultimately that's where it was. Did we do enough in the final third? Probably not. Did we create chances? I think we did. We were unlucky with a couple of the chances we had. But again, don't defend your 18-yard box properly, which we never done. Not one single player's in the area they should be in. And that's really the game.
Must be really frustrating though, because we're obviously in the driving seat. We're 3 wins for three clean sheets. Thinking Spartans at home, 2 divisions below. And no disrespect to Spartans, of course, but you think, you know what, we're almost there.
I think you're almost there. There was a stage in the game I was going to throw wee Andy on with Tetty, and I was going to go to 2 strikers up top and try and go and win the game. But at that stage you're going, well, I don't want to take unnecessary chances, because at that point you've got a clean sheet, you've got a point, goes to penalty, you're through. Yep. So if you can't win the game, don't lose the game. Yep. Ultimately, and I don't mean that in a negative way, but really that's where we were at that stage of the game. So I didn't want to do that. I thought, look, we're creating chances, we'll get the wingers on, but most games I think the wingers went on and helped us. The wider players, I don't think they helped us today. I think the subs never had the impact in the game that I was hoping they were going to have. But again, you strip the game all the way back. If you don't set up correctly with your zonal set up, if that's what we are at that point in time, where a free kick for a central area, a ball into your box, you're going to lose goals. And ultimately, it's the organisation of that. Not one player is in the area they should be in. That's a disappointing thing, because I can't put my finger on it why. I can't explain why. I can only speak to the guys as a group. That'll not happen again, I dare say, but we've actually feeling that today, aren't we? We're feeling that we've paid for that mistake today, so, and it comes through our disorganisation. Because over the piece, do I think we deserve to lose the game? I genuinely don't. I'm not sitting here trying to sugarcoat it. I genuinely don't. So from that point of view, yeah, there's things to work on in the attacking third. I totally get it. We get that. There's a huge turnaround of players, so that's going to take time anyway. But I don't think we should be sitting here saying we're out the cup, albeit we are.
Obviously, you put it to bed, kind of sharpish. League starts next Saturday as well. Come Dunfermline back, who we played the last Saturday as well, so we know a wee bit about them already, but all focused towards that.
Yeah, I think everything goes towards that game. There's stuff we can be working on coming into that game, which the training weeks. I'm not going to focus too much on the individual. I felt I spent 6 years in the Premier League. A lot of the games you're scratching your head trying to come up with formations, shapes and style of playing, X, Y and Z. We've got a style of play, we've got an identity that we want to play this year. Is it going to happen every game? No, it's not going to happen every game. But as long as we can start picking points up with how we want to play, we want to be really aggressive, we want to be on the front foot, and we want to try and open the park up. So we'll focus on us as individuals and we'll focus on ourselves. It's early days. I'm not looking for excuses, it's early days. But I think the boys probably feeling a wee bit sorry for themselves, and I can see why. I understand that.
Just a quick one as well, Davey. Obviously, we welcomed Andrew Shinnie back to the club as well. Great to have him back in and about the building.
Shins was one. There was a couple of boys I'd spoke to, and I said, look, I think we needed to see who we could bring in before we started working on who we could try and keep at the club. And I was really honest with Shins. Shins at an age in his career where Shins, it was probably more so my decision to see how the squad developed. But in the back of my head, I never really spoke to Shins about this, but in the back of my head it was always one, if there was a bit of money left, that come the end of the budget I would like to try and get Andrew back in the building. So it wasn't about Shins no wanting to be here, me no wanting Shins. It was just something I kind of kept to myself, and I was going to see how that developed. So last Sunday I felt, you know what, I think we're pretty young up top. Got a bit of experience in the back line, got enough experience in terms of games under our belt in the midfield area. I think Shins can play a 7, 11, a 9, a 6, an 8, so he helps you out massively. And I just felt bring a wee bit more creativity into the final third, because I've played Shins, but he's back to goal, and I think he's been very good for us on occasion. I've played him off a side, I think he's been very good for us on occasion. So it was one of the ones. There was a bit of money left, not a lot of money, and I said, you know what, I'm going to go back. And I didn't want to promise this to Shins when I had the conversation at the end of last year, but he was always one in the back of my head that I thought, I'll just see how it develops organically. So there was a wee bit of money left, and I thought I'd like to try and get him in. I think he'll help the group on the park. I think he'll help the group off the park. He's a fantastic professional, and me personally, I'm delighted to get him back in the building, because I think he's going to be a big player for us this year. But I think it's important that the fans understand Shins at no point never said to me, I don't want to be here. It was probably shook hands and kind of agreed to go our separate ways in terms of, we never really spoke about Shins' plans or my plans. But in the back of my head, always in the back of my head, that I would have liked to have kept him at the club, but I wanted to see how the squad developed. So we got to a stage where I felt we needed a wee bit more experience in kind of the top end of the park, and I think that's what Shins can bring for us, either as an 8, 9, 7, 11, and I think Shins can bring that to the top end of the park for us. He's a fantastic footballer, great football brain, but he's a fantastic professional, and I think the group need that also.